But there's secrets, and a secret society, which could be politically subversive if you want. And those are things that made the church stand against. And we still have a very negative attitude to it, while socially we're quite friendly with individual Masons. We're more relaxed in our attitude, but we still say, no, you have one religion, you don't have two. You don't be a Catholic on Sunday and go down to the lodge and dress up and march around in procession with mystical ceremonies on Thursday and Friday. You can't do that. And it's that simple as that. There's quite a lot of literature on Freemasonry in Catholic bookshops, and some of it's a little bit spooky, a bit slightly exaggerated, but I think it's something we have to be aware of. But most young people are not interested in it. It has not. The New Age movement, I think, has upstaged it. It provided a mystical kind of input and a kind of spirituality for a lot of Protestant gentlemen 50, 60 years ago, but not now. If you go, I was in a restaurant in East Melbourne with the John Paul II faculty having a little dinner a couple of years ago, and all these men came in with suits on, and we looked and we could see the cufflinks and we could see the Masonic symbol, the architect's things, and I said, oh, they're from the lodge. They come round from the big lodge, which is just next to the John Paul Institute, the Dallas Brooks Hall. And we smiled and nodded very politely, and they smiled, and they could see that. And I thought, gee, anyway, we're friendly, but we knew where we stood. And you're on your turf, and I was. But the thing I noticed about these men, they're very good men. Morality is very important in the lodge. Justice, morality, fairness, good principles, good natural law principles. But most of them are older than I am, so I don't think it's really going anywhere. So I wouldn't get too head up about it. But politically and socially it has had some bad influences and still is very dangerous in Europe, very dangerous in Italy and France. That's why we're still very...
Let's have one final question.
There's a lot of people who aren't Christian or any relation to Christian at all who look more at the occult and looking for gods within and that sort of thing, finding these self-help books. They would, I think, defend it in saying that you're not going out looking for other God, and looking for the God within is just sort of a metaphor for looking for your own. What do we say on that?
There is something in that. You see, there is a whole tradition in Eastern and Western Christianity of God within us. But we would see it not as digging up the divine spark in us and developing that, but as God dwelling in us. Hence the whole principle of the Eucharist and the permanent seal of baptism, confirmation, orders. It's in the sacramental theology, but also in spirituality. There are healthy traditions of inward prayer, centering prayer, praying within. But you're not praying to some entity that's part of you or some little spark. You're praying to the real God who lives in us. For the Holy Trinity indwells us and the great mystics of the church. So to get into that, I'd lead those people to start reading a bit of Christian mystical stuff to move them and say, well, yes, it is a metaphor, and that's a better attitude than the idea that it's powers within me. It's a metaphor for the real God. We also have that in our tradition, in our mystical tradition. And I'd open a bit of that up to them. And it's quite easy to do. There's a lot of books like that, St. Teresa of Avila and things like that. But so it's there. But that's a very good point. And that's why we can't be too dogmatic with people who have no spiritual background. Some of them are innocents, and they're definitely searching. And that's the good side of the whole New Age phenomenon. Unlike 60 years ago, people are now searching for God. What they have to discover, and we're missioned to do this, is the truth is God is searching for us.
Thank you very much, Bishop Elliott. I think many of you would agree with me that I think of you almost like an encyclopedia. Just have so much wisdom and knowledge. We really thank you for coming tonight. Bishop Elliott's a very busy man, so we really appreciate you coming here tonight and talking and spending time with us. And we just have a small token of our appreciation. We know you like white wine, so no, we just got you red, I'm joking.
Put him on it.